Hello and welcome to episode 25 of Baking Bread.li. That's what we've got up to. Episode 24 I just recorded earlier, and that was me setting up some defaults for files so I didn't have to state them in each individual content or piece of content on the site. And now, after a couple of hours of rejigging around HTML and creating new files, I have sorted out this structure that I've set out to do. So the best way I can explain this is using the house metaphor again. Now, let's say that each of your templates that you use for, a page or a post or a custom collection, let's say that each one of them is a room in the house, and your includes are pieces of furniture in each room. Now you could create a template and, well, let's say you could have a room and have all the furniture already in there, and that's fine. But what if you wanted the same chair in another room, and you wanted to be able to move them around and that? That's the same for using includes as opposed to having chunks of HTML inside the layout files or in the individual layout files themselves. So, for example, the header, that could be like a piece of furniture or something. If you put the header in a page, and you would have to. Sorry, let's do this better. If you put the header HTML straight into the default, that's there, that stays there, and that's it. You can't change it without kind of changing everything on the site, and also it becomes a bit unwieldy. So what you do is you create a partial for it or an include, and then you can have the header stuff in a separate file, and then you can change that, and then you can include that header in other places. The header maybe wasn't the best thing to use, but a navigation might be more of something that you could repeat through a site. You could go, I could put the navigation in the sidebar, or I could put the logo in the sidebar, or a list of posts in the sidebar. That's kind of stuff like that. So I won't go into too much detail on the particular Bread.li site, because you can always just go onto GitHub and find that out. But we've got like a series of files in the includes. Let's start with the layouts, because they're a bit shorter. So we've got default, and everything uses default. That's like the whole surrounding brick wall of the room. Everything, like the wallpaper or the paint, like every room has wallpaper or paint or something on the walls. So default is the surrounding room itself. It's like it's got all the default stuff in there. And then we've got like front page, so that could be like the front room or the living room. And then a page, like a regular room. You would have that, maybe just some regular furniture in there, like the stuff you normally have. And then posts, like your living room or kitchen or whatever. And then it keeps going on with like, that's CMS's directory. That's the CMS directory page. So that's like blog, but I couldn't call it blog. I couldn't call it CMS blog. So I called it CMS directory, but for short, I called it CMS dir. And then CMS, that's a singular CMS page with all the content on it. And blog, that's all the blog posts listed up. And in the blog, let's use the blog as a good example. If you go into blog, it's pretty plain. There's nothing in here except content and include post list.html. So let's open up the blog page. So we go to pages and then go to blog. It just says hash blog. It's just got H1 in there. That's it. and it's using the layout. So it's using this blog layout. And if we go to, let's go to blog on here, you'll see all the posts are listed up. So this post list actually contains the loop for the blog posts. So if we go into includes and then go to post list, here's the post list loop. So we can go like this, whoops, forward in time, and that will be spat out the top there. So that's being included each time. Well, that's being included on that layout file. And subsequently, blog comes out. So if I put whatever on there, give it a time, there we go. And that's it really. So I can write normal content in here quite nicely, and it will appear here. And also this file isn't cluttered up by the post list.html, because then what I can do is if I wanted to include post list.html into, say, the about section, or indeed any page. So let's think of a page. Let's think. Well, we've got our CMS directory here on the home page. Let's add the CMS directory to the front page as well. So you see I've got include cms.html, so that includes the CMS. So, well, I guess I could just swap that for post list. So let's just swap that, refresh, and there we go. There's the blog. Just spits out that onto the home page. So I could have the blog appearing on there. And then if I undo that and do that, and it goes back again. And I can include that again. I could like put that under it, and it would appear there. Same for like, you know, I don't know, the logo. See, the logo at the minute is just like a little like unknown image. So I need to sort that out. But you can see like the benefits of using includes. And furthermore, you can use that to save yourself a bit of time when it comes to including certain chunks of HTML into your posts. Now, on this page, this is a single post page. I had an issue with the videos, and you've probably noticed on there as well. They were coming up pretty like small. They were coming up like only like a quarter of the size of what this is coming up on screen now, and that was because it was just using the default values in the post in the embed. And to fix that, I needed to use the responsive video technique, which is, I think it's on CSS Tricks. It's very nifty. It just uses like a couple of absolutes with a container and stuff to make it responsively scale. So instead of it just stretching out wide and not going high enough, it'll proportionately scale in alignment with the 16:9 ratio, I think. So I needed to make a wrapper that would go around the embed and then put the embed inside it. And you go, oh, well, that means copying chunks of HTML straight into the content of each page, or each post, sorry, and repeating myself, and also, you know, kind of cluttering up the page. Sorry, post. I keep saying page. Posts. So if we go into one of these posts, let's go to number 10. Or let's go to, go to number 23, obviously, because we've got it up on screen on the other side. And here is the video, but it's an include. So we're doing include youtube.html, and then ID equals, and then this kind of URL, which is the URL that goes to this post. So if you go in here, and then this link here, it comes up with the same ID, and that's the ID of the video. So now, if we go over to includes and go to youtube.html, yep, it's in the includes. It comes up with this. This is the chunk of HTML that's being repeated. So we've got the wrapper and then an iframe, and it goes all the iframe rubbish, and then embed, and then this. So double braces include ID. So the include is asking for this ID, and then subsequently this is asking for this chunk of HTML. And then the whole piece of HTML gets spat out here with the ID in place. So if I go into the HTML on the inspector and go into container and then video and zoom in for you guys, there is the video and there is the iframe and then everything inside. And it means that you can repeat HTML throughout the site as chunks and be able to keep a consistency throughout the site. So if you wanted to do like a cool like Twitter calling card, and you had a design for it, so you needed a div around it and you needed certain elements in certain places, and you go, oh, I don't want to repeat this card throughout the site. I want to be able to just plonk it in and maybe change the Twitter account and have it for each person, and I may not want it there every time. So you can just use an include straight into the page and work like a shortcode, like a shortcode in WordPress. So you just do that little kind of chunk, ID equals whatever, and it'll work. And you can also do other things. You could do, like, if I wanted to have like another thing on here, like color or something, like you could put like color red in here, and then you could then put that in here. So you could put style equals border, 1 pixel solid, and then double braces, and we'll put the end of the quote mark on the end there, and then include dot color, and then hopefully there we go, red border on it. Red border. Let's make it so it's a bit bigger so you can see it. Yeah, see, you can then change the color of the border or something like that. So you could have that as blue, and then Jekyll will process that and you make it blue. And yeah, it's pretty cool how you can do includes and add more onto it, and you don't have to put color. So if I didn't put color, you could, well, what you could do, you could be really clever about it. So, and I've done this before on other Jekyll sites. You can do if. So if we change these to ampersands, they're not ampersands, percentages. So if include color, and then end if. So I want to put this border on if the include has a color. So if I take this off, it's not going to do it at all. But if I do that, then it will put the border on and put the color on. So I think if I do no value at all, it's probably just going to do it like black or something. Yeah, there we go. Just do a default color. So, you can be pretty clever with these includes. I'm rushing through it a little bit, I'm afraid, and probably not explaining it as well as I could be doing, but at least you get an idea of like all the kind of cool tricks you can do with includes in Jekyll, and save yourself writing out the code all the time. So let's wind that all the way back again. I'm going to make sure my let's do a new tab. Yeah, your branch is up to date. Good. So yes, the site is looking a little bit tidier. I've put these links in a little bit better format, and these need to be improved. Look at that, no title or anything. I need to go through that and spit out the titles correctly. I've changed it so titles aren't being pulled in using the title tag or the title value. I'm actually doing the H1 in the content. So that means that where it says Anchor CMS, I can have that different in here. So I could just say Anchor instead of Anchor CMS just here, because that's getting it from the page title. So I wanted to do a different H1 for myself in the content, so I've got like more control over the content in the page, in each of these CMS pages. So yeah, it's starting to come together. Keep checking it out on GitHub. Give me feedback on these videos. I'm sorry if I'm rushing through things, or if you want me to plan it a bit more and do a little bit more kind of professional about it. I will try, but probably won't be able to. I get stuck for time at the minute. But if you think that there's a few mistakes I'm making that you could ask me to stop, then do it. And also how long the videos are as well. Like this one's probably going to be just over 15 minutes long, and so was the last one. And people might benefit a bit more from shorter videos or benefit from longer videos. And I did a few before these. I did a couple before these that were half an hour long. So you've got like a selection now. Like the first lot of them were like an hour, like getting up to an hour or 45 minutes. And now I've done half an hour ones, and now I'm doing kind of 15-minute bursts, and I'm reviewing what I've done. Maybe you want kind of smaller nuggets of knowledge rather than me delving into the Bread.li site in so much detail. But I expect that to kind of happen. So yeah, give me some feedback, and also thanks for watching as well. I appreciate people watching and taking an interest in what I'm doing. So thanks, and I will see you in the next video.